What's up guys, it's Cody with 3D Printing Technology. So for this week's video, we're going to be setting up a Raspberry Pi board with Octoprint. This is a software that lets you control your printer with more features, I guess. It helps let you monitor and control your printer better. Sort of a wireless type monitoring system, which I'll explain more in detail. It can also be used to set up a printer farm if you have more than one printer going at one time. This is a step that allows you to better manage your printers, and you also have to have it set up for Octolapse, which is like a time lapse of the 3D print going. So here is the printer that we're going to be setting it up on, the Prusa MK2.5 3D printer. Right here is where I have the Raspberry Pi mounted. This is what it looks like. And I have the Raspberry Pi camera for it as well. Guys, one goal for this project is to set up Octolapse for it. But that will probably be in a separate video sometime soon. I believe this is the Raspberry Pi Model 3 board. There should be 4 models out now. But overall, any of these boards should be compatible with Octoprint. So here's a better explanation of what Octoprint allows you to do. You can upload G-code files from your computer to 3D printer wirelessly, control the 3D printer manually, monitor print temps, set up a webcam size models within Octoprint, and use it for different plugins. So this is my first time using Octoprint, so I'm not sure of all the details of it. So I'm going to be learning them as we go along with you guys. So here are some things you're going to need for this project. Is the Raspberry Pi board, obviously, a macro SD card. I'm not sure if it's the size limit or not on the SD cards like there is on the printers, but we'll find out. A macro USB power supply to power the board. We also need a Ethernet cable or Wi-Fi adapter for the board. And you'll also need a micro USB cable to connect the Pi to your printer. And that should be everything you need for this project. Okay, so here we are on octoprint.org. The website address is in the top left corner right there. So what we want to do on this site is find the latest version of Octopi, whether that is for the Windows or Mac version. So we're going to click download, and it's going to start downloading the software. Next, we'll need to download another software called Etcher, E-T-C-H-E-R, you can see in the top left. What this does is it basically flashes the SD card for you. So you download it, pick the Octopi that we just downloaded, and flash the SD card. So now that both softwares are downloaded, we got the macro SD card inserted into the SD card reader. The next step is to open the Etcher software that we downloaded. Hit select image, because obviously in the middle icon right here, you can see that the SD card is already selected for us. Just gonna click on it to make sure and show you what happens when we do click on it. But we're going to click select image, download the Octopi that we just downloaded to our computer, and let it flash it to the memory card. Now that the Octopi is flashed to the macro SD card, the macro SD card may have ejected from your computer once it got done flashing. If so, just reinsert it back into the computer. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open the macro SD card and it's going to be named boot. We're going to scroll down until we find the Octoprint WPA separate text, and we're going to open that up with read text, I believe. I'm using a Mac computer, so that's the software that I have. I think it may be called Notepad on a Windows computer. So in this document, we're going to find the WPA grouping. As you can tell by its highlight, we're going to uncomment the 4 hashtags. In this one, I uncommented the wrong set. The WPA should have 2 hashtags, and following down the network SSID, PSK, I believe, and the semicolon symbol. All of those should have been uncommented instead. Moving to the bottom of the document, we're going to find the country codes. If you're in Great Britain, United Kingdom, this is already done for you. But what we want to do here is, for example, I am in the United States. So we're going to uncomment the United States one and recomment the UK one. Okay, so now that the SD card is flashed and we got the code for the Wi-Fi set into the SD card, we can start putting the pieces back together. So first thing I did was put the SD card back into the Raspberry Pi. I used a USB to micro USB, I guess, to connect the Pi to the printer. We have the Pi's power supply going to the power outlet along with the 3 power supply. And that's pretty much it. So next we can power the printer on. So this is what it looks like powered on. Nothing out of the usual with this setup. So now we're going to set up the web interface for this printer. So here is the web address we're going to be typing into the browser. It has to be the same network on both the computer or mobile device that the Pi is on for it to be able to work. So now that I went to this website, a setup wizard has appeared since it's our first time going to this website. So we'll go through these setup instructions to get the Octopi set up to our computer. So you got the hello menu to start with. Next we got access control, so it will pretty much just making the username and password for future logins to this website. Next is anonymous usage tracking, so click enable and click next. Then we have configure the connectivity check. So check to make sure it's connected to the computer and Wi-Fi network and all that. So just test, host, and port and enable it. Then we can click next. Next we have the plug-in brightness processing. Punch all the bad sets and stuff. You can read it for more in detail if you wish. But click enable and hit next. So far this has been a pretty simple setup. So now we're going to set up a slicing profile. We're going to hit next to skip it for now. Or mainly just setting up the printer to the network. So I'm going to rename it to the Preset MK2, since that's the printer I'm going to be using with this for the most part. I'll enter the dimensions of the printer. I'll go back here and make sure it's the correct sizes later on, but this is a rough guess of what it should be. So clicking next, we're all done with the setup wizard. So we can hit finish and close this screen. This will take us to the Octoprint homepage, home screen. This is where we can see the printer controls, cameras, what's printing, network settings, all that type of stuff. So this will essentially wrap up this video. Here we can see the camera that I have connected to the Raspberry Pi. It's a Raspberry Pi camera. So later on we'll do a more in-depth video of these settings and printing with Octoprint and setting Octowraps up and all that type of stuff. This is just a basic setup for Octoprint if it's your first time using it. And we can see that we have controls to move the print head around with as well. So I hit connect and it's connected to the printer now. So you can see the x-axis being moved by the online controls. Alright, so we successfully got the 3D printer connected to Octoprint and we can view it on the online website. So this was a success. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is doing a print with it, but not on this video since it's not in a good spot to 3D print. I had to make it work on my desktop to my computer, so once I get Ethernet cables and power supply situations worked out, I'll start doing some more test prints with the Octoprint setup. And also we got the Raspberry Pi camera working as well, which is a plus. So I think for the Octowraps it's just an extra plugin we would have to install to the setup. But anyways, that's gonna wrap this video up for this week. I still have a plan to do an Octowraps setup video for YouTube and probably an Octoprint 3D printing video later on as well. But yeah, that's going to conclude it for this week's video. So if you like this video and see today's videos first, make sure to click subscribe and I'll see you guys next time.